Hello, this is Zeke777, and welcome back to Ars Nouveau. Today is episode... Are we on 5? I think we're on 5. And, well, not a whole lot has changed since last time. I've got Carbuncle running back and forth. We did put in a couple speed runes here, and I gotta figure out some logistics. So, last time we got ourselves set up with a Tier 3 book, which is awesome. And we also have some Carbuncles running back and forth here, with our little source generator setup that we made a while back. Now, you'll notice it is very quiet over here. Yes, they're all dead. We had a problem, and that problem is every time we restart the server for just any like random, oh, we're going to update a mod, we're going to do whatever, anytime we restarted it, they exploded. They went everywhere. You can see on the map there's still a whole bunch of sheep that I haven't dealt with, some extra pigs lying around. There's even a chicken over there. Yeah, they got out again. I'm not really sure. They're still in here. Like there's still the 20 in here, but they also get out, which is difficult. And every time we restart the server, then that happens, and so they kind of just explodes everywhere and ends up kind of not being great for the server. So Bailey dropped off spawn eggs for each of the animals, 2 of each, so that we can rebuild it. However, I need to redesign something here. So a couple problems. One is, well, I need like a hopper hawk or something in here. So the chickens were just exploding anyway when they would die. It'd be like suddenly there'd be a chicken laying over here, which then confused the carbuncle because he thinks he needs to go pick something up. So instead of him grabbing items from here and bringing them over to our main storage, he would just get stuck over here. It's like, hey, I've got a piece of chicken, where should I put it? And he'd get stuck because his pathfinding didn't really like it. So that's one problem. So I'm probably not going to have chickens in here. I might just do like a regular vanilla chicken squisher. Works just as well, and honestly it'll still get us power. We might be able to put another animal in that corner slot. The other thing is and I'll probably have to restart the server a few times just to check this, if it'll actually work properly, but swapping out the stained glass for solid blocks. There is another guy on the server, and quite honestly, I don't remember where he is. Is he up here? Is it Mrs. Creeps? Yes, right there. That little spot. Pretty sure it was that person. They were working on basically trying to figure out, they made the same thing that I did. I'd shown them how to do it, and so then they built it out of solid blocks, and I think theirs is not escaping. So yeah, I'm going to have to play around with that, see if solid blocks will do it instead of glass, or if they can still get out, or figure out a whole new design all entirely. So, not sure. So I think that'll be a design for another day. For now, we're actually going through more of this than I thought we would. This is basically getting drained from the carbuncles running back and forth, but honestly, once this is empty, which shouldn't be too long now, I mean, there's still 8,000 of tallow, but whatever. I'll just let it keep going. I'm not too concerned about it. I can get a bigger battery of this later, as well as get a system here that'll hopefully not lag out the server. What I want to work on, however, is buildings, indirectly. So this building's sat here for a while now. I haven't built the second floor yet. My plan is to have white blocks up there, and I'd been trying to figure out what type of blocks I wanted to use. And I think I have landed on wanting to use Livingrock from Britannia, which is okay because I'm planning on getting into Britannia anyway, so that's kind of something I'm going to need to work on. Now, that means I need to set up a place to actually do that. And over here is going to be our power generation. I'm just going to call it power. It's source, it's mana, it's whatever you want to call it. It's power. Because also I'm thinking I'm going to have a windmill on the side of this. Maybe make this into like a tower, windmill up there, so I can get some power for create. And have that go down underground, do some create stuff under there. Now that leaves this section here, that section up there, as well as this courtyard area, but I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to figure out where I want to put things. I mentioned this before, this area here is fully temporary. Pretty much this entire area is just going to go. I don't know what I'm going to put here yet, but I don't want a crop farm right here. Because I want crops to be automated, and this is not automated. Nor is it really in a good spot to be able to do that. You're still plugging away. I do have this running. This is a mycelial generator, or source link, sorry. And basically what it does is it takes food. Now, the latest update allows it to take from arcane pedestal, so I simply have a hopper from here into the pedestal to feed the source link. So it'll just eat straight off of that. But it's not doing anything right now because all these jars are full. These jars primarily power this guy, which is now full, by the way. As full as it's going to be. The red line's on, so it turns off. So that's a thing. Over here, you're just going to generate power passively. Now again, like I said, this is temporary, so I may end up moving this setup over there as well. Or I'll have a separate area that's going to be farming. I'm not entirely sure where I want to do farming, because I do still need some stuff farmed. Mostly the mage bloom, mana bloom, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I need that. We need that because we need a whole bunch of stuff for that. But we still need Livingrock. That's what I started this whole clip on. And I don't really know where I want to put it. So I threw together a quick bridge from the side of the main storage room across this hill up here. I'm still not entirely happy with it. Namely, it's sort of two-dimensional here. So need to kind of think about that, but rough shape, I wanted it to go across here, and that's kind of what I'd planned. I already had the path going to there anyway. It goes up here and goes to the top of this hill. Now I need to figure out how I want to have this come back down here. I can put something down there as well. But looking around, I'm thinking up here would be a good spot for some basic Botania stuff. In fact, I might put all of my main Botania focused things up here, while still using Botania, of course, in other builds for Corporea and such, but up here for my living stuff, Livingrock, Living Wood automation, as well as the pools, mana storage, and the Elven Portal. We'll probably go back there. Now, how do I want to do this? So I've got this path here. Again, need to properly design that. Probably put railings and stuff on that one as well. And there's also going to be another bridge here going over this walkway here. Lights, please. There we go. F7 shows that. Okay, so I want to have a bridge here as well, but that's probably going to go to a building there. Not entirely sure. Okay, so I may have gotten a little carried away here, but I didn't want to just have this pathway just stop here. I needed an actual bridge. So got another bridge on this side here, and I've got not even half a wall, a little bit of a wall. Not even much of a design. My thought was have a pathway come up on the side here, where this building is going to continue kind of like that, I think. And then this pathway will go that way somewhere. Haven't not decided any of that. All I've got is I wanted stairs coming up this side parallel to the side of the building to up here, as well as this pathway will continue along that way. That's all I got. Over here. So we now have a little bit of a pathway, and let me finish off this here. I found that if I put it in my offhand, I can basically do a exchange type thing. I do have exchange, but then I have to switch to it, and I don't have a spell that's set for that, so not doing it. Light can go there, so everything's lit up. Pathway here is probably not going to be path blocks. Don't know what it's going to be. It may not even be this direction. It may just go straight over to there. I don't know. But we have this hill, and I think what I'm going to do is build this kind of a longer building, and I might build this in a different style. So everything else in town is going to be mostly the dark stone there, the deep slate, dark oak, of course, for most of the buildings in town. But I think the one up here, I'm going to go with maybe a cobblestone brick, or regular stone brick, cracked stone brick. Something in that kind of palette, a lighter palette up here. Just sort of set it off higher, ha ha ha, I'm above you, so I'm better than you type thing. Yeah, I don't have a design yet. Let's figure it out. So I think what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of some walls put in place here. That didn't work. Go like that. And so it usually works, but I guess that time it didn't. Take you, place you there. We've got kind of an outline of the floor. So this is going to be the inside edge of the floor, so the wall is going to be along here. It won't be this block. And my thought is have fancy floor, dark polished deep slate, as well as some deep slate tiles, some other blocks like that. Dark colors, smooth colors, and almost have it be kind of like a little chapel type thing. Just going to be, there won't be any seating or anything, but I'll have, so I'm thinking here, which is centered on this wall, will be the actual base of the Elven Portal. It'll go somewhat there-ish. I've got room over here for some small automations, such as the Livingrock, Living Wood, and I think that will turn out quite well. I've got these little kind of markers for the corners, but I'm happy with that, and I think that's good, and we can actually start getting some progress done. So yesterday, before leaving for the day, what I did was I set up a very basic little endoflame thing. This is basically something I can place down, leave it for running for a while, and it'll just kind of slowly build up mana. Now, generally you would want to use more than one endoflame, but yeah, like I said, it's just a kind of lazy thing. I wanted just a start of mana because I needed some stuff, but also then I threw together a quick little Pure Daisy over there, which I can just go along with my break / place thing here, which I mean, it works. It's manual, so yeah, we're not going to stick with that. The way this works, by the way, is you have a coal on the pressure plate, which will go up here and power the hopper, because it goes this direction, which redirects this redstone facing this way, so turns it off. Then this redstone here is actually an output from the comparator. Right now, since I have this set for a power of 14, this is not on. So this redstone here, you can see it gets higher as you go that way. I don't really care because the directionality of redstone is kind of a weird thing. But when this is on from this being full, it will also shut off the hopper. So just kind of something I can place and let it run. I did discover that apparently a hopper full of charcoal is only about half of a mana pool. I let it run overnight. It ran out of coal and filled it up halfway. Nothing amazing, but hopefully enough to get us started. To give a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be doing with the Livingrock, I want to use that as the second floor. I might put some sort of framing up there for some windows as well. Probably not on that one because there is the enchanting thing up there, so there isn't much of a window there to be had because there's just, you know, bookshelves. But my idea for most of the town, like I said, is going to be probably Livingrock, and I'll put some like brick in there as well, textures, just kind of break it up so it's not just a solid white wall. But the second floor on most buildings is going to be that. Same with over here. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to work on the Britannia Chapel. It's kind of a working name there. So let's head over here. What I've got so far is very basic, and I need to find out if this is going to fit here. This is kind of just a mock-up for the Britannia Mana Enchanter. And over here is, of course, like I said before, the Elven Gateway. 2 pools for that, as well as 3 pools, a regular, a alchemy, and a conjuration, in no particular order. Mana storage is probably going to be underneath here. I need to figure out a way to make that visible. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do that. And that's kind of about it. You know, I can't, yeah, Mana Gen's going to be underneath here too. Yeah, that's going to be kind of the plan. I do want one more pool somewhere. Do I have any? Nope, don't have any on me. One more pool is going to be here somewhere to be able to fill up mana tablets for some automation for that, so I can distribute it throughout the base. And then over here it's going to be for our living wood generation. So I have a kind of interesting plan for that. I built it on a survival server a while ago. It's kind of an interesting design. So how it works is you would get 3 pure daisies and just kind of stack them up in the middle here. Do I have a block I can use as a throwaway? I'll use this. There, that's a pure daisy. Looks just like it. So stack them up 3 high, and on this side what you can do is with a spell, actually a spell turret, we can have it cast an exchange spell. So you can have it take out the entire 3x3, and just put it on a timer once a minute. It'll just go boom, boom, and just swap it all out for whatever we need. So we'll get back to building the Britannia area in just a moment here, but I do need to take a little bit of time first to get a couple things, and that is a hopper hawk. So the problem is our little cow and animal thingy over there, it keeps breaking. Basically every single reboot, what ends up happening is animals explode everywhere. So I've made a few modifications. I expanded the glass so it goes out 1 block further, hoping that'll stop it. I'm also going to be replacing all the hoppers that I have underneath there with some hopper hawks. It'll work a little bit better. It'll just pull from wherever they are instead of having to have, you know, a dozen or so hoppers sitting there. So right now I'm getting a bunch of runes of air, whatever you'd like to call them. Generally I like to make these kind of in bulk. Make 10 sets of them or so, gets you 20. It'll last you for a little while, and then you don't have to worry about it for a while. So this, and we'll be back, meet you over at the cows. as a safety precaution, I've actually closed this area off for now. I'm just going to put the glass back in place, but my problem, like I said, they explode, right? So this way, even if they do get out, they hopefully won't actually get out into the rest of my area or the rest of the map. So I think that'll work. So let's hop down here. Let's break this down one further. There we go. Right now I've got a drawer controller slave here. I just want to shift it over to the middle a little bit. Where'd you go? Okay, picked you up. Let's put it right there. And we want just a couple more. I want this more centered. And break you and replace you with a dirt. There we go. Didn't bother making this a floating hopper hawk. It doesn't matter as much. There we go. And actually this one can't be that. It needs to be our little subcontroller. There we go. So now if I toss anything in here, it should go back to storage. So toss that there. Gets picked up, which gets pulled over here into the drawer controller. And if we hop up here, we can maybe catch a glimpse of our carbuncle, who for some reason likes going over here. Picks it up, brings it back. Perfect. Okay, so that is back in action. Cows here, you'll eventually start dropping more leather and beef, which will go into the drawers here to be picked up. And the next thing I'd like to do, and this is going to be helping us as well, Mr. Carbuncle there likes to not actually follow my paths, which is, you know, a little rude of him, but we can address that. So I'm just going to dig a path here, and I haven't mapped out any of this. Perfect, that works. And my plan is I actually want to move the drawers from being here to being more this direction. And my thought process on that is I want it to be accessible from the outside. I've been kind of thinking of how I want to organize the rest of this base, and it's kind of coming down to I want the carbuncles to follow paths. I don't want to have them worry about like pathfinding through individual buildings. What I'm going to do is I'll have individual carbuncles who will go just to the front door, pick up the mail, and bring it back to storage. Meanwhile, on the inside here, any movement of items within this area will be a separate carbuncle. The plan there should help us for most automation things. It's kind of my thought it should start working out. We'll kind of see, because right now the problem is that because he wants to go over to the drawer where it is, we ended up building this little path here, and he doesn't even follow it all the time. He follows it when he comes back, so he walks over this rune here, gets a speed boost, but he still runs to the back of the building, which isn't ideal. So I want him to actually follow the path because I want to actually have these guys be visible, not just hiding behind buildings. So that's the plan there. Now I just need to move around all the drawers. Alright, so I put 3 stone in there. I moved a controller slave over here. And with any luck, this carbuncle will properly pick things up and run back to storage. There we go. Let's patch this up. And he's actually following my bridge. Apparently doesn't want to walk through the light. Cool. Alright, that works. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That seems to work. And we apparently have Bailey's blessing, maybe? At least, I mean, he's not dying anymore, so that's good. So, he is running over here. I moved it to the side, so the drop-off barrel is on the corner here. That way, I realize what's going to happen is, once they've dropped it off and they don't have anything to do, they're going to end up just waiting at the drop-off barrel until they have something else to pick up. Don't give him the cookie. Anyway, they'll drop them off at the barrel here, but if they just sit there waiting, he's going to end up clogging the door. Because I'm going to have a bunch of these carbies running around, carbuncles, carbies, whatever. They're going to be running around from pretty much every building to drop off at the main storage. But if they're all gathering at the front door here, that's going to make a bit of a traffic jam here. I also then moved the rune here. That's just a heal and speed rune, so that when he runs over here, he'll get healed if he's hurt, as well as, you know, speed boost, because that's useful. Bailey, meanwhile, is working on some stuff with the pathfinding. Yeah, he's working on pathfinding, trying to figure out basically what we can do to optimize it a little bit more so that they're not a pain on the server, because like I said, I'm going to have a bunch of them, so we don't want that to be difficult on the server TPS. He's also trying to figure out what we can do in regards to kind of enforcing a path. That way I can just specify, hey, take these roads, and they'll follow between like waypoints or something. That would be ideal to solve the issues. He's a strong little guy. Yeah, so that'll hopefully help to fix some of the pathfinding issues by being able to give them just predefined kind of waypoints to walk between. He's also thinking he might have it, instead of waiting at the drop-off, have them just kind of wander between the two of them. That's an option. But we'll see what we can come up with. So we just rebooted the server here, and I wanted to watch and see what exactly happens here. And it looks like, while most of them do stay in their little area, some seem to phase into the wall. Same with the cows over here. They apparently like the northwest direction there. Okay, so... What can I do about that? I'd like to be able to see them still. Now, I'm wondering if this ethereal glass, because they can't walk through it. You know what, they can't walk through glass either, and it doesn't suffocate them. I need a clear, so I can see them, yet solid, or I guess opaque, whatever you want to call it for Minecraft, block that... Yeah, come on out, come on out. Thank you. I need a solid block that they will suffocate in. Can I get you... There we go. Oh, that's not a silk touch pick. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I'd like a clear block so I can see them, but also one that they will get stuck in as well as suffocate. I don't know, I'll have to think about that one. I would like it to still be clear, but if I have to, then I guess I can go with solid. So for now, we'll see if this works. I put some solid blocks there on the corners because I noticed that they tended to go to the northwest corner, although there were a few cows just directly to the west here. So I don't know. I'll have to check to see that next time we reboot the server, but at least for now, I do know that they're not escaping out into the rest of the town, which was kind of my main concern. I already had to round them all up once. I don't want to have to do it again. In the meantime, I do have some extra cows down there. That pig's probably going to disappear. I do need a few more sheep I want to gather together as well. But for the most part, I think this is mostly stable. It's at least getting resource, and I think they can't escape. So that's kind of the two things I'm going for. So to get back to Britannia, the reason why I wanted to make this before even really doing anything was I needed these pasture seeds. And I needed those because, let's go over here to a crafting table. Pasture seeds plus, if we take some regular flowers and add some glowstone, gets us glimmering light blue flowers. Or I guess any color, but we need just any kind. 1, 2, 3 pieces of dirt, and we can go like this, and we want floating light blue flowers. So 3 of those. Now, floating flowers needed the pasture seeds, so we needed mana for that. And then that plus some pure daisies gets us floating pure daisies. So this will go over in the Britannia area. Let me get a few more things. I think I need some spell turrets as well as, I guess some power would be good. Yeah, let me grab some materials. So I have sort of a rough draft here going of what I want to do. On either side here I have a basic spell turret, and of course we can upgrade that later to, there's a spell turret that'll have cheaper mana costs, so that's an option. For now, I'm not too concerned. Spell turret here, spell turret on this side as well. Currently they don't have a spell that they're selected. And then I have these here, which are dark oak half drawers, 2x2. I could have done the 2-slot one, it doesn't really matter, but I actually wanted it to be smaller just so I don't have too much backlog of wood in here. So I have outside here a Carby, which I've already hooked up, and his job is to take from this drawer and this drawer here. This one does wood, this one does stone, and bring it over to this chest. Pretty simple. With an allow scroll in here, you can see in the upper corner saying living wood and living rock. Now, you just saw another friend over there. He's now running that direction. His job is to take from this chest and bring to a little drop-off chest over there. Inside there is another carbuncle who will be running around then picking that up and bringing it into the storage drawers, which is the same one from this guy, who's apparently got super speed still. So his job is to run over here, pick up this barrel, bring it in storage. We're just going to end up sitting here waiting. Now back over to this area. there's another carbuncle sitting here, and his job is a little more difficult. Now on the surface it's pretty straightforward. You take from storage, bring it over here. And currently the only slots that are available to be filled are wood and stone. But you'll notice we have 256 wood right here, and he's still holding some. So I've talked to Bailey about this. My suggestion is that they look at the inventory size and how much can actually fit and only grab that much. Right now he's actually holding a full stack. Well, full stack minus however much he grabbed. So it's not exactly ideal because he's just going to grab enough to fill us to 256, and if I take one out of here, he's going to grab another full stack and then just sit here and wait. Now on the surface that's fine, except that right now I need stone, and he's not getting me more stone. I'm low on stone. I mean, I'm not low, I've got 175 and 9 over here, but he's currently held up waiting for that wood. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. This at some point, it's going to keep going every minute. It's going to swap out all these blocks for living wood to regular wood. Just every minute, it's going to keep doing that. That's fine. But eventually I'm going to stop it. Once we've hit the amount of wood that I want, I'm going to have some redstone turn it off. Yeah. If it stops, it's not going to be taking the wood anymore, and Mr. Carbuncle is just going to sit here holding wood. Meanwhile, I'm going to want more living rocks. I'm going to be using this in a lot of places, and he's not going to go get me stone. So I don't really know how to deal with that. So for now, my solution is going to be just not worrying about it. It'll probably eventually freeze up, and that's fine. I can come up with a solution later. In the meantime, I can at least get some stuff working. So let's get some mana steel and some mana glass. Let's swap this out for a crafting spell. And let's make ourselves a couple hovering hourglasses. Now I only actually need one of these, but I wanted to have one in my redstone chest anyway. So let's come over here. Like I said, my plan is it's going to just go once a minute. It's going to cast Exchange, which is a pretty simple spell. And I think what I can do, I should be able to fit this in here. My plan is just going to be, it's going to keep going every minute, well every 64 seconds I should say. I'm going to have it tick this once. And what I'm going to do on this side is I'll have the controls that'll just turn it off. So if it has a lever on there, then it will basically be always powered. And if this guy back here starts ticking, it's not going to do anything. Alrighty, so let's patch up these two holes here. Those exist because I cleared out the area underneath there. So pretty easy stuff, just literally just dug a hole. Over here, you know, I didn't even need that patched up. That's it. That's all it is. Now, with this guy, did I grab a spell scroll? No I didn't. What do I need? Source gems and no, that's warp. Just source gem. Do I have any on me? I don't think I do. Nope, let me go grab a scroll. So this spell is actually going to be pretty easy. Spell parchment on there, and let's go ahead and make it. So we want touch, because it's going to be just right next to the wood, so easy enough. And we want exchange, which is basically it just swaps out blocks. And I want 2 AoEs. So each of these adds 1 to the radius. So normally this is 1 block, 1 AoE gets a 2x2, 2 AoEs gets a 3x3. So it's kind of sort of like 1, 2, 3. And then I want pickup. Great. So that's it. We just take this, apply it to both of our spell turrets, like so. And let's grab an extra stack of both of these, throw it in here. Throw it in there. Okay. So that should be able to run for a little bit, and we'll get another carbuncle in here to grab from storage drawers into these guys. Is that what Yeah, I want to do that. I just realized I could probably actually have the drawers hooked up directly to this. That's a thought I hadn't considered. I'll think about that. In the meantime, let's grab our sand right here and start up. So after a minute, this will then swap out. And of course it occurs to me that it won't actually yet. So I think I've got in here an extra source jar. Did I bring any source jars with me? No, I didn't. Cool, let's go grab that. And since this is going to be more of a permanent establishment over here, instead of just a jar, I'm going to grab a couple warp relays. So what this will do is, and I already selected my wand on the warp relay over there, it'll be able to just teleport the mana directly from over there to over here. So very useful. Now, something I hadn't considered is I don't really know where I want to put this. So for now, I'm just going to put it right here. Do I have an extra block on me? That'll work. And I'm just going to hide it just under the surface, relay, and link you to it. There we go. So now that can receive. Currently, it's not going anywhere. So let's just place a jar right there. Click it'll work. And we can bind you from here to here. That'll fill up. And these guys will be ready to go. And I wish there was a way to see how much time was left on that. Okay, couple seconds. Boom. Perfect. I do wish it made some sound. Apparently not. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's just going to constantly swap out that stone for Livingrock. Same over here for living wood. And he comes over and picks it up immediately and takes it to that chest. Meanwhile, our little runner from over at the storage is going to come back. Should be coming up the... There we go. He's hopping along. I may want to give him a speed boost as well. This guy doesn't need one because he's just around here. You don't need one because you're still sitting here most of the time. But I think that's working. Now, like I said, still there's the logistics problem of the living wood sitting here. One option is putting a void on here, and the actual just get void. But the problem is at that point, he's going to think he can always drop stuff off. So he's going to then effectively just void my entire wood store, which isn't ideal. So yeah, I'm going to talk to Bailey, see what we can do about that. Okay, this is interesting. I've been watching this, and it says there's 73 stone there. And it says there's 73 wood here. There shouldn't be. That actually didn't consume the stone or the wood. That is interesting and definitely a bug, and I'll of course send that to Bailey. Yeah, I guess that solves the problem of the logistics carbuncle here. That'll have to get sorted out, but in the meantime, I guess it means I've got infinite Livingrock now. Yeah, see, it's gonna exchange here. Yeah, didn't consume any stone. Okay, cool. Well, I guess that means at least for now, I don't need to worry about the logistics of getting the carbuncle to actually bring stuff. In the meantime, this is eventually going to fill up because I'm going to go to work at some point today, in an hour or so, and it's basically just going to be running. So that's okay. I mean, technically this is all going to be renewable stuff anyway, so I'm not really concerned about that. I've got several thousand, so that's okay. But yeah, I already reported it to Bailey in the bug report section of the Discord, so that will be addressed probably in the next release. But yeah, that's a thing. And again, I don't need to actually solve this problem yet. So maybe we can knock both of those out at once and then it'll actually work as intended. In the meantime, I've got Livingrock. So after letting these carbuncles run around for a while, it is now the next day and you can see I've been a little busy. Now that we have that, I can actually start building my second floors. So my plan all along was to have more white in this build, not just all the dark down here. And so I'm finally getting around to, I put a second layer on with all the Livingrock that we have, and we are doing pretty well. We've got 11,000, so plenty. Actually almost 12,000. That'll actually max out at 16, I think, so yeah, that'll work. We have an extra floor here. Now I don't know exactly what I want to do with this layer. For now, I just kind of have this little area up here. It's my bedroom, as well as a little enchanting area. And then I have this space. I don't know what I want to do with that. Yeah, don't know. But I do know that I'm going to have some windows in here, and it's going to be kind of more like this, more open with the roof up top there. And I want to hop outside so I can kind of go over kind of the details that I'm wanting to do with this build. So I don't want it to just be white. White's boring. But I'm I'm liking how this is turning out. It's kind of similar to another build I had done for a Botania little shop. So I think most of this town is actually going to be similar architecture to this, so it kind of ties everything together. Excuse me, why are you pushing me? Anyway, yeah, similar architecture on most of the buildings, where it has kind of the different layers, the second layer coming out a little bit further. Yeah, I'm liking it. And I'm trying to decide if I want a third floor on here or if I just want to do a roof and kind of like an attic area. Not entirely sure, but for now I'm going to be doing some detailing, kind of off camera between episodes. But I think we're going to call this for an episode now. We've got a lot done. We've got our Botania stuff going. We've got Livingrock at least set up and automated. We will eventually get to automating actually getting mana. Plan for that is Gormarillis. We've got lots of food we've got here, so I think that'll be a good idea. In the meantime, I will build a little bit more on this. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.